We got a theme song. We got a theme song to work with. We got a bass line. Boom, 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 boom. Got a soul clap. Finish with a Hammond organ finish. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Rated Rabbi Cards Against Time. Our episode today. He Hate Me. When I say he hate me, perhaps you're thinking of Rod Smart 2001 Las Vegas Outlaws, the one and only season of the XFL. And perhaps when you hear he hate me, you say, hey, there's a subject verb disagreement there. It should be he hates me. And yes, but also no. African American vernacular English, just another way of communication. No better, no worse. No one is more legit. No one is less. You don't need subject verb agreement. He hate me just fine. Where does he hate me come from? Rod Smart. Make one guy miss. Make two guy miss. Make three guys miss. Looks back. He hate me. He hate me. He hate me. So what does Smart put on the back of his number 30 jersey? He hate me. I always love that. Still the best-selling jersey in XFL history. So like, what else do you really know about the XFL? Probably not much else. I'm going to tell you one more quick story. One of my favorite stories, San Francisco Demons, 2001, played at Pac Bell Park that one year, I remember. Their quarterback is Mike Pulaski, former Cal Bear, on his last roundup. Plays a minute for the Buccaneers, I think, in 1993. By 2001, he's had his back, his shot, he's at the end. And has a great sense of humor. Has this idea. You remember the XFL was owned by Vince McMahon, so it's got a little showmanship vibe, a little WWE flavor. So Pulaski cooks up this idea, true story, to have his wife, this is all made up, to have his wife come out of the stands pretending that she found out that Pulaski was having an affair with one of the Demons cheerleaders. And so it's a true story. So the story, she's going to come out of the tent and like try to verbally, physically assault the cheerleader. And Pulaski is going to step in and break it up. It's like this whole show thing just to try to create narrative storylines. I actually think that would have been a really fun idea, a merger between football and a little pro wrestling. Oh, you didn't come for any of this. I gave it to you anyway. If you're still with me, let's jump in. He hate me refers not to Rod Smart. It refers to, would you believe that I once spent $2,019 on an iconic card that I absolutely came to despise? Not once. I spent $2,000 on an iconic card, an iconic basketball card that I came to utterly detest. Not once, but twice. The card 1980, 81. I could stop right there. All I need to say is 1980, 80, 81. You're going to go, 1980, 81 Topps basketball, the Bird Magic rookie. Oh, man. That was a card of the imagination. You know exactly what it looks like. Left panel, that tri-panel horizontal Topps design. Left panel's Larry Bird. Right panel is Magic Johnson. Center panel, just because they wanted to make great transcendent, they put scoring leader Julius Erving in the middle. You know the card, you might have the card. For years, I dreamed of the card as a card of childhood. When I came back to the hobby, it was just, I mean, you got to have that card in your collection if you grew up at a certain time, or even if you didn't. I mean, that card, those players, it went Dr. J, who was mythological and real. And then the next greats were together. I mean, it was Bird and Magic. If you remember any of the NBA promos, there was this Hall & Oates themed Bird Magic NBA video with one-on-one, I want to play that game tonight. Like slow-mo, Bird and Magic. And that was the era of the NBA. It's fantastic. When I got back in, man, I had to have this card. I was obsessed with this card. You know what I mean when you say you have to have a card, when you're obsessed, when you just sort of lost all sense of proportion and it becomes the thing. It's ridiculous, man. Cards are a luxury. This is all a luxury. Me talking about cards is like doofus luxury. If I'm sitting here in my cave on a Sunday morning talking about this, I am, oh my God, luxury upon luxury. But didn't make it any less real. I had to have this card. So I started looking. I didn't really know what I was looking for. I was probably looking for grades. In fact, take out the probably. I judged a card by a grade. I didn't know how to look at a card. I was a year back in. It would have been January 2022. Just still trying to figure out this hobby. Still trying to figure out how to buy a card. And in that position at that time, the grade is very central in a decision. Whereas now I don't, I think like a lot of people, lower the grade, the better. Like eye appeal is a thing. Although also, we all sound like such doofuses. Eye appeal. Lighten up, Francis. It's cardboard. But nevertheless, I needed that piece of cardboard, man. So I'm there, I'm looking, I'm on eBay. I didn't know how many there were. I didn't even think about that card is like limitless. There's so many of them out there. I could have waited. I didn't know what I'd be waiting for. I just wanted to buy the card, best grade price. Didn't know pops. Didn't know really much about comps. I knew general how to look on eBay, but not really. So there I was on a Sunday night. You know that feeling. Auctions are winding down East Coast time, right? So it's like, I don't know, 10:43 at night, something like that. It's late. I'm standing there in the kitchen. Maybe I was wearing my glasses. Maybe I wasn't wearing my glasses. Maybe not my best moment. Maybe I had a spoonful of peanut butter sticking out of my mouth. You know, you've been there. Maybe I didn't. I can neither confirm nor deny. Anyway, I put in the bid. The thing spiraled and spiraled, and I won. And I'm like, oh my God, at that time, the most money I'd ever spent on a card. Went to bed that night simultaneous, like, oh my God, I got the Magic Bird rookie. And oh my God, what am I doing? I just spent $2019. Now, it wasn't family money. The kids got medicine and food, and everybody had shoes. It was my card war chest I built up selling childhood collection. You got to remember 2021, man. People were buying anything. It's like if you have like a piece of garbage real estate, people are desperate for a home. They'll buy a house they don't want. People were buying cards they really didn't want, but they just, like I was all over the place sometimes. So were a lot of other people. So I was selling Fran Tarkington 1978 tops VG fuzzy. People were just buying cards. I built up a treasure chest, but man, did make me a good card buyer. So I first got the card and I was so stoked. Oh my God. I remember had a little small case I would carry it around in. I'd take it, I show it to a few friends. But then over time, I started to notice it wasn't such a good example. Wasn't such a gorgeous card. I'm going to bring it up, but I'm going to show you the example. Nope, that's too, wait. Oh yeah, this is why I'm an amateur. Let's do this. There we go. For those of you watching, this is the 8081. For those of you listening, this is the 8081 Topps Bird Magic Rookie. My example, the example I had since January of 2022. What do you notice about it? If you're a collector, what do you see? Okay, yeah, that's the card, all right. How's the centering? Yeah, that's right. It's way off center. Way shifted from right to left and also shifted a little bit from top to bottom. There is therefore the least amount of border in the bottom left-hand corner and the most border in the top right hand corner. What else do you see? Oh, you see the print lines, huh? You can't not see the print lines. Very common too. The issue, not all of them have them, but if you're going to buy one of these, buy one without the print lines. You know, some of them are in the deep shadow behind Magic, but a lot of them creep out on that right border. So I had this card, but I never loved it. I never loved it. I never loved the example at first. I love it. This is the first time, man. He hate me. He hate me. If you came over, I want to show you my cards. I'd be stoked. Oh yeah, hey man, can I see your collection? Absolutely. I thought you never asked. Then you'd be going through all this stuff. Then you see the bird magic. You'd be like, bird magic. But if you're a collector, you'd be like, oh. Dude, that is a nice example of the bird magic rookie, and that would never happen with that example. So I never looked at the card. It was my card. I'd be like, yep, that's it. I sound like a snob. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But I never loved that example. But what do? The prices went down. There was a dip. I could have sold it, but I wasn't inspired. I didn't need to sell it. So I thought about maybe I'll redeem it. Redeem it how? I thought maybe I would crack it and get it triple signed. Right? And when I first had the idea, there were fewer of them on the market. And then a lot of people had that idea. The signed rookie card, the triple signed iconic card, 3 guys still alive. Boom, increase the value. So if you were on that right away, there was profit. Now, there's still, there's so many of them. Obviously, I wasn't motivated to do it enough. So I didn't do that. And price went down. I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll just keep it. But then the price, if you hang on to something, things come around, because a lot more doofuses entered the hobby who also don't know how many of these are out there, probably also don't yet know how to buy. Do not underestimate how many people have gotten into collecting after COVID. Since, say, let's say 2003, 4, 5, there are a lot more people in the hobby than there were during COVID. Even just in that end of COVID, more people have kept coming in. So the card price started rising. I'm sitting on it. I'm sitting on it. I look at it. Now there's more options. But here's the thing. I came to really dislike the card a second time. He hate me. I hated the card. I hate the design. The 3 tiny, like mini tobacco card sizes with the perforations. Here I'm holding up a Purvis Short, Never Nervous Purvis Short rookie card in that 80-81 design. Also sharing it with that really weird Goonie guy, Jack Sikma, the tall blonde dude for the Sonics. Although, let's go shout out that classic Sonics uniform from the 70s and early 80s. I came to hate this design. Although I never really noticed until I was preparing to talk about the card, that for some reason I never noticed that the 78 Topps baseball and the 80-81 Topps basketball are the same design. It's the exact same cursive font, the wraparound border. Only thing is, there's 3 images on this instead of 1. I've got a 78 Topps here. 78 Topps Glenn Burke. You may remember Glenn Burke. He is the first openly gay player in baseball. Also credited for the co-invention of the high five with Dodger teammate Dusty Baker. I'm showing here the 78 Glenn Burke, a member of the Dodgers, taken before a game at Candlestick Park. So many images from the 70s were taken at Candlestick and the Oakland Coliseum. Just a weird little thing. Glenn Burke, first openly gay baseball player, co-inventor of the high five with Dusty, dies 1987. San Leandro, dies of AIDS. Actually quite sad. Was part of the Castro scene after his career, but it was always kind of like, it was a very sad story. Anyway, hate that card once because it was an ugly one. Came to hate that card a second time, even as the price was coming back up, because I actually just don't like the card. I much prefer, say, the next season, the 81 bird, that layup one, or even the 86 has got a nice image, but not this one. I don't care if it's the rookie, the teeny tiny little images. You know what it looks like. Let's bring it up again. Look at bird sticking his butt out, kind of like there's nothing going on there. Even the Dr. J kind of weird, like a layup. I mean, is it like a hook shot arm? What is that? Magic kind of pushing the little leaner. I just don't love that card. Hate it once, hate it twice. He hate me, he hate me. Well, so what I did with the card, I'm going to tell you about next episode. I did something with it recently that's got me all a Twitter. Cards Against Time. Thinking about that bird magic card. You know, memories, nostalgia is unblemishable. It's perfect in that it's immutable. It can't change. We just remember it in sketches, light outlines. Having that example of the bird magic sort of hurt the perfection of the nostalgia. Even though, had I had that example of that card when it really would have mattered, when I'm going back in my imagination to that period of nostalgia, I'd have no memory of the condition of the card, which makes this whole thing absurd. If I would have had that card, that example back then about the time I'm remembering, I would have been out of this world, over the moon, euphoric. I wouldn't have cared it was off and I wouldn't have noticed the print lines. That's what kind of makes this period of collecting sort of douchey sometimes, right? I mean, it's off-centered with print lines. You know, the me I'm remembering wouldn't have cared. It's a good lesson. Nostalgia is unblemishable, and that's what makes it so beautiful. Second thought, as we wind things down here, Cards Against Time. This idea of getting it right, it's just silly, man. All of it. The idea of getting it right in cards, the idea we got to get something right in our lives. There's something some standard to meet. The whole thing. The whole thing is just a ride. You know, Bill Hicks, it's just a ride. So don't take the hobby too seriously. Don't take yourself too seriously. Be kind to others. Be kind to yourself. Do what you can every day to leave this world just a little bit better. Do what you can to die happy. So long for now.